Night has fallen and you're weary from travel. Stars fill the sky above, and in front of you is a brightly lit wooden house, the only building you've seen for days. You walk toward the house, hearing the sounds of laughter and talk as you reach the door and push it open. You sit down and join the game. It's a cheap buy-in, and not many of the other players are very good. The lady fiddling with dice gets good cards, but has no real strategy. The man to your right seems to just hold on to the highest cards he has, regardless of suit or any consideration of matches. The man in gray across from you, though, he's good. He already had the largest pile of coins when you bought in, and while your winnings grow quickly, you can't quite catch him. One by one, the other players leave the table, sometimes with pique or with wry humor, leaving their winnings with you or the man in gray.
Apa ini? Game nasi? Wah, gak banget ini. Game cerita-cerita panjang lebar, Kak. Panjang kali lebar kali tinggi.
Finally, it's just you and the man in gray. He looks at you, full of humor, and winks. Last hand?
Amin.
He deals, you draw, and look at your hand. It's good. It's great. The best hand, in fact. A royal straight flush. Spades. Aces high. But the man in gray pushes forward his whole pile. You're not sure exactly how much it is, but it's more than you've got. You can't match that. The man in gray stops you. Now, if you like, I'll let you wager your word. I know you'll be good for it. Just promise you'll pay the debt, however I ask. Yep, 10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace. All spades. The man in gray smiles. All right, then. I'll call.
Anjir. Tipu jak. So di pull up karun.
Well, your luck wasn't so good, was it? That's quite the hand, but not for the game we're playing. I'm afraid you owe me. Your life, sure, but more than that. Your labor.
Banyak guys. Jangan berjudi.
You see, this land is built on stories. It's one big story, this country, woven of many small ones. Few of the small ones are strictly true, and the big story is mostly a lie. All the stories and songs and myths and legends start somewhere, with a seed. As they're told and retold and passed around, they grow and change to become the stories we know. To pay your debt to me, you'll be carrying stories, finding the seeds first and then spreading them, telling them onwards so they can begin gaining strength. Most of the stories you'll find will be small seeds. They might be true, but they'll grow. The more important stories are the true ones, the ones people will tell you about their own lives. those often get lost in the weaves of the big story. The more true stories you can find and tell, the more you can weave that truth into the big story. Tarnish it a bit perhaps, but now, go ahead. You tell me a story.
Waduh. Pilih-pilih cerita gitu.
It's just luck. Funny how bad luck seems to follow the folks who already have problems aplenty. Well, try your luck out there in this country. It's not all bad. You'll have to work hard, but I'll give you the gift for seeing the true shapes of people. Not many who can do that. You'll sometimes have to make choices about what kind of story you're finding. Is it a love story or a tragedy? Don't gather too many of one kind, though. This grand story needs variety. Go on your way, seeker. Maybe we'll meet again, or maybe not. Either way, it'll be an experience. I'm jealous in some way. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Being ransacked. There's furniture piled in the front yard, ammunition heaped under the mailbox, and a crowd. The two heavily armed, mud-caked women leaning over the porch railing share the same bored grin. One shouts at you, "Lend a couple innocent gals a cigarette?" You are about to hand her a smoke when those men draw pistols and shove you hard into the dirt. "You know these girls?" they demand. Once they've dumped your bag out into the road, they decide you're harmless. "If you were selling booze too, you'd have a lot more cash," sneers one. On the porch behind it,
I'm going empty. They're the ones who'll bury me.
Endeng, muka 16 karakter. Seper ya, US. Cerita sampai. Wah benar.
Cause when the night come down for to take me hand in hand, this will be my tale, my vagrant song. This will be my tale, my vagrant song.
Apa sih ini?
off the road and into the woods, You can't help but come across this package by the old tree tied to a sturdy stick. The cloth wrapping conceals, though not particularly well, something large and softly unsettled. The shape gives a start.
Please don't tell my pa that I'm in here.
It says in a small voice.
Pa doesn't want to live with us anymore, but I want to go with him. Don't tell him, please. I'm hiding.
His father must have been here at some point, but you sure can't see him now.
Please go. He's coming.
Cepat deh.
They don't come every year, you know. The old man is sitting at the edge of a rotting old pier, crooked legs dangling over the water. He watches a pair of seagulls preen and groom each other. They seem to wait for something together, fidgeting and rubbing against one another. And when they fly off, they fly together. These two. These same two. He watches them fly away until their bodies are dots vanishing into the low. The woman walks the small town square with the poise of Betty Davis. A confident stride, an inimitable manner. You question a well-dressed man parked outside an oyster house. Prudish woman. I took her on a fine date and she didn't remove so much as a ribbon. Excuse me, can you step back from the coupe? That's the spirit. You talk with a waitress smoking outside a diner. Something funny about her. Just showed up one day. Doesn't work, doesn't live anywhere as far as I know. Just around. Myself, I'd love to know who made all her beautiful clothes. You ask the woman if you may join her at a public bench.
You may. Lovely outside, isn't it?
Her eyes are a beautiful shade of brown. Beneath the yellow ribbon, a thick, fibrous scar wraps around her throat. You can see storm clouds on the horizon, and you don't relish the thought of being at the top of an ornate wrought iron spiral. You're breathless. Looks like we got a visitor. Sounds like a man's voice, deep and rough. After a moment, the door unlatches from the inside and opens. Despite the rough exterior, this room looks like a well...
Oh, we manage.
Nah.
The tall one sits up. You wake up the next morning on their old sofa.
Gak betah nih. Gak betah banget. Oh iya. Screen off. Pasti. Enough this. Bye-bye. cukup 15 menit gameplay.